Top 20 Most Difficult Actors to Work With. Behind the glittering lights of Hollywood, not all is as glamorous as it seems. While some actors become beloved icons, others earn reputations for being difficult. But what makes an actor hard to work with? Is it their eccentricity, their method acting, or something even more unpredictable? In this video, we're diving deep into the world of Hollywood's toughest stars, the ones whose off-screen behavior has left directors, co-stars, and crew members on edge. Get ready for the ultimate countdown of the top 20 most difficult actors to work with. And trust us, you won't believe some of the names on this list. Steven Seagal.
Why? Because he's a chicken shit pussy asshole, you know?
The unsettling narrative of Steven Seagal's on-set conduct begins with a disturbing account of John Leguizamo being violently shoved against a wall by Seagal merely for laughing during a take. This incident serves as a powerful illustration of the actor's volatile temperament and intimidating aura, which frequently cast a pall over film sets. His colleagues have noted Seagal's sharp criticisms and his propensity to leverage his physical presence to exert pressure, fostering an environment of unease. This tendency to express his dissatisfaction forcefully created a tense atmosphere, leaving co-stars apprehensive. The Leguizamo incident further cemented Seagal's reputation for erratic and unpredictable behavior, making him a notoriously difficult collaborator. Henry Rollins, a musician who also acted alongside Seagal, offered the chilling comparison of working with him to drinking latex paint, hinting at a deeply unpleasant and potentially psychologically harmful experience. This perception, seemingly shared by many within the film industry who crossed paths with Seagal, contributes to a troubled and enduring legacy. Charlie Sheen.
People like Barnes just go on making up the rules any way they want.
Charlie Sheen, celebrated for his iconic roles in films like Platoon and Wall Street, has simultaneously cultivated a notorious reputation as one of Hollywood's most challenging personalities. His well-documented struggles with substance abuse, beginning in the 1990s and culminating in a near-fatal overdose, which he chillingly described as a consequence of doing way too much cocaine, have long overshadowed his considerable talent. The year 2011 marked a particularly tumultuous period for Sheen, highlighted by a very public and acrimonious falling out with Chuck Lorre, the creator of his hit series 2.5 Men. Sheen's inflammatory remarks, branding Lorre a contaminated little maggot and a turd, coupled with his increasingly erratic behavior and ongoing substance abuse issues, ultimately led to his dismissal from the show. This period of instability was punctuated by Sheen's now infamous pronouncements, "I'm tired of pretending I'm not special," and "I'm tired of pretending I'm not a total bitch and rock star from Mars," solidifying his image as a volatile and unpredictable force. Despite maintaining a presence in the entertainment industry, Sheen's reputation as a difficult collaborator persists, leaving many hesitant to engage with him professionally. Were Charlie Sheen's controversies more notable than his talent? Comment yes or no below to share your view. Thomas Gibson.
A kiss is just a kiss. To demonstrate.
Thomas Gibson, best known for his portrayal of Aaron Hotchner on Criminal Minds, developed a reputation for being a strict and controlling figure on set. Reports from colleagues suggest he often sought to wield considerable influence over the show's production. One insider commented, "He had a vision for his character in the show, but sometimes that translated into a difficult working environment." Gibson's challenges with anger management have been well documented, with several incidents highlighting his volatile temperament. His tenure on the Criminal Minds ended in 2016 following a reported altercation in which he kicked a writer Wastia's producer during a disagreement. This was not an isolated event. A prior incident involved him shoving an assistant director, suggesting a recurring pattern of confrontational behavior that made collaboration difficult. Adding to the strain, Gibson faced legal troubles, including a DUI arrest in 2011, further complicating his professional relationships. A former co-star described the on-set environment as tense, noting, "It was hard to focus on the work when you were constantly walking on eggshells around him." Although Gibson is recognized for his talent and contributions to television, these controversies have tarnished his reputation, with many in Hollywood regarding him as a challenging figure to work with. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf's career has been a turbulent blend of artistic talent and deeply problematic behavior, marked by provocative pronouncements, public confrontations, and numerous clashes with colleagues. His departure from the Broadway production of Orphans in 2013, following a highly publicized and reportedly physical altercation with Alec Baldwin, serves as a prime example of his volatile nature. Baldwin himself noted the intensity of the conflict, stating, "I was not prepared for how much he was going to challenge me," revealing the strained dynamic between the two actors. This incident, underscored by allegations of LaBeouf's disruptive conduct leading to his dismissal from the show, foreshadowed a pattern of challenging behavior. Beyond the stage, LaBeouf has faced various legal issues, including arrests for disorderly conduct and altercations with fans. Adding another layer of complexity to his public image, his former partner, FKA Twigs, has brought forth accusations of abusive behavior, allegations which LaBeouf disputes. A telling admission from a 2014 interview where LaBeouf confessed, "My outright disrespect for authority is problematic to say the least," further illuminates the troubled nature of his public and professional life. William Shatner.
I've lost command. I've lost the Enterprise.
William Shatner, while undeniably iconic as Captain James T. Kirk, has been dogged by persistent whispers of on-set discord, often stemming from a perceived rivalry with Leonard Nimoy, the beloved Mr. Spock. As Nimoy's son Adam observed, there was a rivalry between the two of them. They were always fighting over who got the most attention. This alleged competition reportedly extended to Shatner, appropriating lines from fellow cast members, a claim seemingly corroborated by James Doohan, Scotty, who confessed a lack of affection for Shatner in his autobiography. Further fueling this narrative, tensions with Nichelle Nichols, Uhura, and George Takei, Sulu, became matters of public record, with Takei openly branding Shatner a prima donna obsessed with the spotlight. He was self-involved. Takei elaborated to The Guardian. He enjoyed being the center of attention. He wanted everyone to kowtow to him. Nichols, too, hinted at Shatner's demanding nature, suggesting that while the ensemble embraced collaboration, Bill is a wonderful actor and he knows it, and he likes to have the camera on him all the time. This perceived self-centeredness culminated in a now legendary incident in London, where Shatner, while promoting a book, accused Takei of using his name for publicity, prompting Takei to retort that he needed no such assistance. Despite these persistent accounts of challenging behavior, Shatner's Captain Kirk remains an indelible figure in science fiction history, a testament to his undeniable talent, even if sometimes overshadowed by a reputation for being difficult. Enjoying the content? Show your support by liking and subscribing. If it didn't quite meet your expectations, a like is still appreciated, and your feedback in the comments will help improve future videos. Edward Norton. Edward Norton's intense dedication to his craft, while yielding remarkable performances, has simultaneously earned him a reputation as a demanding collaborator. This unwavering commitment often manifests as on-set disagreements, stemming from his meticulous approach to acting. As one insider noted, it's both a shame and admirable in a way. I think his Bruce Banner was perfect, capturing the duality of Norton's approach, capable of brilliance yet also a source of friction. His tendency towards shadow directing, exerting creative control beyond his role as an actor, further complicates collaborations. The production of American History X provides a prime example where Norton's unauthorized editing of the film, while critically acclaimed, reportedly marginalized the director. Norton himself has acknowledged his perspective, stating that he sees conflict as a very essential thing in filmmaking, suggesting a belief in the creative potential of such disputes. His strained relationship with Marvel during The Incredible Hulk, fueled by significant disagreements over the film's tone, and Norton's advocacy for a more serious narrative, ultimately led to his departure from the franchise. His subsequent refusal to promote the film, accompanied by the statement, "I was proud of the script I wrote," underscores the depth of the creative divide and further solidifies his image as a complex and challenging, yet undeniably gifted artist. Klaus Kinski. Klaus Kinski, a cinematic force of nature whose powerful performances earned him both acclaim and notoriety, possessed a volatile temperament that shadowed his undeniable genius. His erratic on-set behavior, frequently described as insane, instilled fear and unease in collaborators. Werner Herzog, who bravely endured multiple projects with Kinski, famously declared, "I want to work with him because he is a genius, but I also want to kill him." A succinct summation of the actor's paradoxical nature. Exceptional talent intertwined with explosive unpredictability. This volatile persona, characterized by abrupt mood swings, aggressive confrontations, and a penchant for conflict, ensured that few directors dared to collaborate with him twice. The grueling production of Fitzcarraldo, where Herzog navigated Kinski's frequent tantrums and excessive demands, stands as a potent testament to this turbulent collaboration. A creative triumph born of emotional exhaustion. While his filmography boasts masterpieces like Aguirre, The Wrath of God, and Nosferatu the Vampire, Kinski's legacy is sadly defined as much by his volatile behavior as by his artistic achievements. This complex and conflicted persona, underscored by his own poignant admission, "I am not a monster, I am a man," remains a captivating, if unsettling, reflection of his life and career. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez's demanding nature, frequently manifesting as extravagant requests, has contributed to a reputation for being a challenging collaborator. Reports detail excessive demands, including the requisition of a private jet and multiple hotel rooms for her extensive entourage. A request that, according to an insider, prevented a major event from proceeding. This pattern of pre-performance stipulations continued with a striking example relayed by Danny Minogue, who described Lopez's insistence on a completely white backstage area. "I was told everything had to be white," Minogue recalled, highlighting the meticulous and often excessive nature of Lopez's specifications. However, alongside this demanding persona lies a dedicated work ethic. Lopez herself declared, "You just have to work harder than everybody else," showcasing her commitment to excellence. This dedication, however, appears inextricably linked to an expectation that her conditions be met unconditionally. This perspective is echoed by Cameron Diaz, who worked with Lopez and expressed frustration, stating, "Cam thinks J-Lo's a nightmare and gives movie stars a bad name." A sentiment seemingly shared by many in the industry who, while acknowledging her talent, find her demands simply unreasonable. How would you rate J-Lo's diva behavior on a scale from 0 to 5? Do her demands match her level of stardom? Terry Hatcher. Terry Hatcher's time on Desperate Housewives was often overshadowed by allegations of difficult behavior, casting a shadow over her professional reputation. Reports suggest that Hatcher created a tense and unwelcoming atmosphere on set, leading to strained interactions with her co-stars. Patty Lynn, a former writer for the show, recalled how the crew would intentionally avoid eye contact with Hatcher during script readings, highlighting the palpable discomfort that permeated the production. Lynn even remarked that it's a miracle that any episodes of Desperate Housewives ever got made, underscoring the chaotic environment that Hatcher was believed to have contributed to. The rift between Hatcher and her colleagues became especially evident when she was excluded from a group gift gesture organized by her co-stars for the crew at the end of the series. Eva Longoria, Marcia Cross, Felicity Huffman, and Vanessa Williams reportedly sent gifts to the crew without including Hatcher, a move that a production insider suggested was tied to the cast's fractured relationship with her. In defense of her actions, Hatcher responded, "I was beyond generous throughout those 8 years," asserting that her rapport with the crew remained strong and adding, "That crew knows I'd have jumped in front of a bus for them at any moment." Katherine Heigl. Katherine Heigl's career has often been marked by a reputation for being difficult to work with, largely stemming from her outspoken critiques of projects like Knocked Up and Grey's Anatomy. In a 2007 interview with Vanity Fair, Heigl expressed discomfort with the film Knocked Up, calling it a little sexist and voicing concerns about its portrayal of women. This remark sparked significant backlash, straining her relationships with both director Judd Apatow and co-star Seth Rogen, who were reportedly surprised by her comments. Heigl's time on Grey's Anatomy was similarly turbulent, as she voiced dissatisfaction with the series' scripts. In 2008, she made the controversial decision to withdraw herself from Emmy consideration, citing her disappointment with her own material and stating, "I didn't feel good about my performance." This move displeased the show's creators and created tension on set, with co-stars reportedly frustrated by her complaints over wardrobe choices and screen time. In later years, Heigl reflected on these conflicts, admitting that she felt like the biggest piece of ST on the bottom of your shoe, and sought therapy to cope with the public backlash. She acknowledged that her candidness might have contributed to her challenging reputation, recalling moments when she remembered wearing shoes a size too small because I was afraid to tell wardrobe that they weren't big enough because I didn't want to be difficult. Lea Michele. Lea Michele's portrayal of Rachel Berry on Glee stands in stark contrast to the numerous allegations of unprofessional and abusive behavior leveled against her by former colleagues. Samantha Marie Ware's June 2020 accusations, describing Michelle's actions as creating a living hell and detailing instances of traumatic microaggressions, including a shocking threat to shit in her wig, ignited a firestorm of controversy. Amber Riley and Heather Morris corroborated these claims, with Morris characterizing Michelle as unpleasant to work with. The allegations extended beyond Glee, with Gerard Canonico, a former understudy in Spring Awakening, recounting Michelle's creation of a hostile environment for understudies, and Dabier Snell describing an instance of Michelle's exclusionary behavior on the Glee set. These accusations resulted in significant professional repercussions, including the loss of a partnership with HelloFresh. In her subsequent apology, Michelle acknowledged her past conduct, stating, "Whether it was my privileged position and perspective that caused me to be perceived as insensitive or inappropriate at times, or whether it was just my immaturity and me just being unnecessarily difficult, I apologize for my behavior and for any pain which I have caused." So, what do you think about the allegations against Lea Michele? Do they change how you view her work? Comment yes or no below to voice your opinion. Christian Bale. Christian Bale's 2008 on-set outburst during the filming of Terminator Salvation, a profanity-laced tirade against cinematographer Shane Hurlbut for an accidental interruption, remains a defining moment in his career. The widely circulated audio recording revealed a volatile temper and aggressive behavior, threatening to abandon the production. This incident, fueled by Bale's intense commitment to method acting, exposed a potentially disruptive side to his dedication. Guinevere Turner, a collaborator on The American Psycho, described Bale's immersive approach as unsettling, noting his unwavering commitment to remaining in character, even off-camera, thus potentially impacting his social interactions and creating an intense emotional environment on set. While Bale himself dismisses the notion of being a method actor, claiming in a Good Morning America interview, "Everyone always says I'm a method actor. I'm not. You have to study Stanislavski to be a method actor. I just wing it. I don't really have a particular technique. I just go, all right, let's see what happens now." His actions on the Terminator Salvation set contradict this self-assessment, suggesting a complex interplay between his artistic intensity and his professional conduct. Undeniably, Bale's profound dedication and volatile personality have both propelled his remarkable acting achievements and contributed to a reputation for challenging collaborations. Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis, celebrated for his iconic portrayal of John McClane in the Die Hard franchise, has acquired a reputation for being a demanding and difficult personality on film sets. Numerous accounts from directors and fellow actors over the years have highlighted his alleged interference with directors' creative control, his volatile temper, and a perceived lack of commitment to rehearsals and script memorization. Director Kevin Smith, who helmed the 2010 comedy Cop Out, starring Willis, offered a particularly candid account of his experience on Marc Maron's WTF podcast in 2011, characterizing the collaboration as f***ing soul-crushing. Smith recounted Willis's difficult demeanor, including his purported refusal to participate in promotional activities, noting that he wouldn't even sit for a f***ing poster shoot. He went so far as to humorously suggest that, were it not for Tracy Morgan, I might have killed myself or someone else in the making of that movie. The tough guy persona Willis cultivated on screen seems to have permeated his on-set interactions, with director Robert Benton claiming that Willis thinks he knows more about directing than the director. Producer Joel Silver echoed this sentiment, labeling Willis the most difficult actor I've ever worked with. However, following the 2022 announcement of Willis's aphasia diagnosis, a cognitive disorder impacting language abilities, Smith publicly recanted his earlier criticisms, expressing remorse on Twitter. "I feel like an asshole for my petty complaints from 2010. So sorry to BW and his family." Sean Penn. Sean Penn is renowned for his exceptional talent as an actor, yet his reputation for being a challenging colleague often overshadows his achievements in the industry. Known for his blunt and abrasive personality, Penn has openly acknowledged his struggles with interpersonal relationships, once remarking in an interview, "I'm not good with humans," a candid admission reflecting his difficulty connecting with others on set. Throughout his career, reports of Penn's combative and domineering behavior have been widespread. Many colleagues, including crew members and fellow actors, have described working with him as an intimidating ordeal, citing instances of volatile anger and offensive remarks. His reputation as a nightmare to work with stems from numerous accounts of his confrontational demeanor and impatience during productions, which have made him a polarizing figure in Hollywood. Such behavior often creates a tense atmosphere that affects the overall dynamic of the production team. Penn's intense and fiery nature has been extensively documented, with several examples of his heated outbursts and aggressive interactions surfacing over the years. While some interpret his passion as a reflection of his dedication to his craft, his confrontations frequently alienate those around him, fostering a challenging environment for collaboration. Mike Myers. Mike Myers, celebrated for his comedic portrayals in films like Austin Powers and Shrek, has garnered a reputation within the entertainment industry for being a challenging collaborator. Colleagues have described him as possessing a volatile temperament, prone to mood swings that often create tension on set. According to an inside source, Myers' perceived need for extensive control over cast and crew contributes to on-set friction. This demanding nature has reportedly led some industry executives to avoid working with him altogether, citing his unpredictable behavior as a deterrent. Illustrative of this reputation is an incident recounted by Jay Brody, a former bodyguard on the set of The Love Guru. Brody alleges that he was terminated simply for making eye contact with Myers, a transgression he claims he had been explicitly warned against. "I looked up, caught his eye for a second, and within an hour I was told to leave the set," Brody stated, highlighting Myers' apparent insistence on rigid personal boundaries. Further corroborating these accounts, actress Amy Hill, who shared the screen with Myers in The Cat in the Hat, characterized her experience as profoundly unpleasant, even nightmarish, noting his diva tendencies. She recalled his preference for isolation, explaining, "He had his handlers dress his trailer, and his area was all covered with tenting because he didn't want anybody seeing him." Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer's reputation for eccentric behavior, both on and off screen, has solidified his image as a challenging collaborator. His unpredictable actions often clashed with the structured environment of filmmaking, leading to friction with directors and crew. Joel Schumacher, who directed Kilmer in Batman Forever, characterized the actor's conduct as childish and inappropriate, noting that it fostered tension on set and reflected a broader pattern of discord throughout Kilmer's career. Reportedly, Kilmer engaged in frequent clashes with crew members, exhibiting behavior described as irrational and ballistic towards the production team, including the first assistant director and costume designers. This difficult reputation extended beyond the Batman Forever set. His contentious interactions during the filming of The Island of Dr. Moreau reportedly strained the patience of both directors involved. The first director departed the project within a week, while the second, John Frankenheimer, famously declared he would never work with Kilmer again, adding, "If I was making the Val Kilmer story, I wouldn't hire that prick." These incidents highlight a recurring theme of erratic behavior that has, at times, eclipsed Kilmer's undeniable talent. While his idiosyncrasies may occasionally possess a certain charm, they have frequently complicated his professional relationships, leaving a trail of disenchanted colleagues in their wake. Lindsay Lohan. Substance abuse and mental health challenges significantly impacted Lindsay Lohan's acting career, particularly during the mid-2000s. Her struggles with drug and alcohol addiction led to frequent tardiness on set, hampered her performance due to hangovers, and created a reputation for being difficult to collaborate with. This unpredictable behavior and inability to fulfill professional obligations caused considerable concern among her fan base and the public at large. Furthermore, Lohan's substance abuse issues resulted in legal troubles, including driving under the influence and probation violations, which further destabilized her career trajectory. "I am mystified and disappointed by LL's refusal to support the Canyons. She repeatedly said she would come to Venice, but never did. She never showed for the photo sessions, including the session for the ad campaign art." Director Paul Schrader, who helmed The Canyons, a film featuring Lohan, publicly criticized her professional conduct and work ethic. "I hired her when no one else would. She fought to keep the role when I wanted to fire her for unreliability." Lohan's ongoing struggles also manifested in excessive demands and escalated production costs, adding further strain to her professional relationships. The tumultuous events in her personal life often overshadowed her acting, and the negative media attention surrounding her struggles sometimes obscured her talent and potential. Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase, renowned for his comedic contributions to cinematic classics like National Lampoon's Vacation and Fletch, has simultaneously cultivated a notoriety for his difficult demeanor within the Hollywood sphere. A one-time Saturday Night Live cast member, Chase has long been characterized by impoliteness, a penchant for arguments, and a tendency to belittle colleagues and contemporaries. This challenging reputation took root during his tenure on SNL, notably marked by a near-physical altercation with fellow cast member Bill Murray in 1978. Years later, Chase reflected on the incident, stating, "Billy Murray and I came to fisticuffs, but we never really ended up hitting each other. We tried, but Belushi got in the middle and we both ended up hitting John. And if anybody deserved to be slapped in the forehead, it was John, for instigating it all." His contentious behavior continued to garner attention during his involvement with the television series Community. While still a member of the cast, Chase openly criticized the show and was involved in numerous on-set disputes. One particularly egregious incident involved Chase allegedly using a racial slur directed at co-star Donald Glover during production, culminating in his departure from the series in 2013. Despite his history of discord, Chase remains seemingly unconcerned about his actions, as evidenced by a 2022 interview with CBS This Morning. "I guess you'd have to ask them. I don't give a crap. I am who I am, and I like who I am. I don't care. And it's part of me that I don't care. And I've thought about that a lot. And I don't know what to tell you, man. I just don't care." Joan Crawford. The legendary Hollywood actress Joan Crawford was renowned for her calculated maneuvering, often leveraging her considerable charm to influence those around her. Her romantic entanglements with various co-stars and directors reportedly created an atmosphere of tension on set, blurring the lines between professional collaboration and personal relationships. This blurring contributed to her reputation as a difficult colleague. Perhaps the most well-known aspect of Crawford's career is her infamous rivalry with Bette Davis. This enduring feud ignited when Crawford romantically pursued Franchot Tone, Davis's paramour at the time, during the filming of Dangerous. Davis later poignantly expressed the depth of her resentment, stating, "I have never forgiven her for that, and never will." The animosity escalated at the Oscars when, upon Davis receiving an award Crawford coveted, Crawford offered a barbed compliment, remarking, "Dear Bette, what a lovely frock." The production of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane became a battleground for these two titans of the silver screen, each seeking to undermine the other. One particularly notorious incident involved Crawford surreptitiously adding stones to her pockets during a scene where Davis had to drag her across the floor, increasing the physical strain on her rival. Davis's later quip, "The best time I ever had with Joan was when I pushed her down some stairs," vividly encapsulates the intensity of their animosity. Yet, even amidst this bitter rivalry, Crawford acknowledged Davis's talent, admitting, "She can be such a bitch, but she's so talented and dedicated and honest." Marlon Brando. Celebrated as one of cinema's most gifted performers, Marlon Brando was equally notorious for his unconventional and often demanding approach to acting. His extraordinary talent, however, was frequently accompanied by a penchant for frustrating directors and fellow cast members with his disregard for direction and reluctance to memorize lines. On the set of The Godfather, for instance, Brando habitually relied on cue cards strategically placed around the set, sometimes even affixed to his co-star's chest to deliver his dialogue. This idiosyncratic technique, which Brando defended as integral to his unique artistic process and consistent with his Stanislavski method training, allowed him, he claimed, to achieve a spontaneous and naturalistic performance style. Further setting him apart from his colleagues was Brando's commitment to remaining in character, even off-camera. Alan Shane, a classmate from Brando's early acting days, described him as impossible to work with, recounting anecdotes of disruptive hallway bongo sessions and impromptu performances involving tights and a drum. These unconventional behaviors, coupled with rumors of a mysterious benefactor and a girlfriend named Blossom Plum, only amplified Brando's enigmatic aura. Despite the challenges he presented, Brando's dedication to his craft remained undeniable. During the filming of Apocalypse Now, he received his lines through an earpiece, a method that occasionally resulted in unintended interruptions. Co-star Robert Duvall recounted instances where police broadcasts would bleed through the earpiece, leading Brando to inadvertently utter phrases like, "There's a robbery at Woolworth's," mid-scene. However, Francis Ford Coppola, who directed Brando in both The Godfather and Apocalypse Now, refuted the characterization of Brando as difficult, asserting that he just worked a different way. And there you have it, the top 20 most difficult actors to work with. While these stars have undeniably made their mark in Hollywood, their off-screen reputations remind us that talent alone doesn't always guarantee a smooth ride on set. Whether it's creative passion taken too far, clashing egos, or outright hostility, these stories show that even the brightest stars can cast some serious shadows. What do you think? Do these revelations affect how you see their work? Should personal behavior impact professional success? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the drama behind the scenes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.